Yo, what up? Good morning, GMG. Woo! Monday, August 12th, 2020. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-hosts in the house. Hi, Mando. How you guys doing today?
Busy, man. How are you?
Busy as fuck. But we love it. You know, people are coming back from vacation now, so the phone won't stop ringing. It's in a good way. Busy. You know, market conditions. Let me tell y'all, and the people who are listening, market conditions definitely don't reflect the back end busyness of our industry. It is busy. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm good. It was a beautiful summer weekend here in Chicago. Weather's just been perfect. And I'm kind of with you. I feel like summer is almost over. Kind of ready for it, ready to get into fall, but we're
over the whole thing now. So I'm fucking over summer. Bring on Christmas. I'm done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a point for me. It's like summer, yeah, I enjoy. Then it was my birthday. It's really where like I feel it's around Labor Day weekend. So it's when people really get back mentally to work, I feel. And then it's like, all right, take me to Christmas. I'm done. Like, fuck it. Like it's over. Yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend this week. I was like, not even an inch of vacation, nothing, no relaxing, absolutely zero until Christmas. You know, shit's about to start booming, and so we're ready. In major unrelated news to crypto this weekend, I have acquired a new keyboard. I have made the acquisition of a brand new keyboard. So I now, thank you, Sims. I see you clapping in the studio. I now do have ASDF and a space bar again, so I can tweet DGod next time Frank is on. We're good. I still have this one. Maybe at some point I rage against the market and just like break it on timeline for content. I don't know, but we'll keep it here. It's definitely broken. Or else I'd be giving it to somebody. But anyway, so yeah, weekend was great. Lots of beautiful weather on the East Coast. That is for freaking sure. Anyways, today on the show, today, market report as usual. Let's see what's going on with this market. I mean, I woke up this morning, things was okay, and things are not okay anymore. Typical summer chop. You absolutely love to see it. Who sold? Let's find out on the next episode of Fomo Hour. Tyler's top 100. I'm sure he's got a lot to talk to us about. Like we said, things are starting to rally again. So in terms of yes, I know Logan fiance. Fuck. The F word. It doesn't work in my head. The whole fiance word. I said girlfriend again. You guys catch me slacking on the show every time. Just keep reminding me, okay? I see you, Jen, listening to the show. Come on, Jen. You couldn't fucking keep me on check in the team chat. Come on, Bernie. Jeez, half the rugby team listening to this show not keeping me on check. Let's go. Anyways, Tyler's top 100 as well. After that, see what he's got in store for us. And then last but not least, it's Monday, so our Arbitrum update. We're partnered with Arbitrum now, so every Monday we'll give you guys ecosystem updates on what's happening on the chain. And there's been a lot. Actually, we organically talked about like 5 things last week because they had back-to-back news. So we'll just kind of random together and get into that. But anyways, today's Monday. We have limited time with the great Mando, so let's get right into that.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
GM, shirt on, boys. Shirt on. Market is a little bit lower. We've kind of stuck around that 60K level. We were just above it or around that level just before stock futures opened, and then we kind of dumped as soon as stocks went live. That also coincided with the dump in major in stock indices. So the Nasdaq was indicated higher, it's now lower. So we kind of tracked macro with that sell-off. ETH has been slightly outperforming over the last few sessions. Definitely a bit of a reversal in the Sol ETH move, and even in ETH BTC. So last week was the first week that we saw inflows into the ETH ETF, weekly inflows, that is. So maybe we see a little bit of reversal in that sort of trend at the moment. Other than that, doesn't really feel like it was a busy weekend in terms of volumes. Some of the lowest volumes I've seen on a perp basis, and most pumped up fund coins and meme coins had very, very low volume. So yeah, definitely felt like a quiet weekend. We slightly retraced from where we were Friday, but nothing really to not really a nuke. I think there was some expectation that we could see a flare up again with the Iran-Israel thing. Unclear whether that's coming or not. I saw yesterday that maybe it had been delayed by 2 weeks, but then you saw statements by UK, France, and Germany today, and the US sending another battleship out there. So who knows? That could kick off at any moment. But for now, it feels as though at least it wasn't on a weekend, so crypto didn't absolutely get nuked during that period. In terms of what we've got this week, it's quite a busy week for macro. We have CPI, we have PPI, so consumer price inflation, producer price inflation in the US. We also have retail sales, and we have, I think we have that for the UK as well. We have inflation data in the UK. So I think some market moving stuff. The CPI one in particular will be heavily looked at. So expect some volatility around that, just in terms of the speed of rate hikes. The rest of macros kind of settled down a bit, like the yen, like Japanese stocks bounced a little bit today. Like we haven't really seen a follow through in that unwind of the trade. In fact, the yen has been slightly dipping over the last couple of sessions. So yeah, that's kind of slightly on pause. It feels like the number one thing will return to being whether we're going to have a soft landing and or whether we're going to see a flare up on the international stage. So that's the stuff that people are worried about. In terms of crypto specifically, I said ETH had been outperforming. The real outperformer in L1s has actually been SUI. Quite strangely, SUI.
Hashtag Grant.
Yeah. SUI has been slightly outperforming all the other L1s. This is a chain which is at around 8 billion FDV. Yeah. Just some more positive sentiment around it. It's as we spoke about this last week, even, right? Like it's a bit more of a B2B style chain, but definitely been the strongest bounce from the L1 lows, which were kind of across the board. And it's one of the few L1s that's now up this year, along with like TON and Sol. I don't know if this has a massive follow through. I'm always wary of buying these a chart like that, but yeah, it's definitely gotten people's attention. I think even Raoul Pal put out a tweet today just pointing out its outperformance versus Solana over the last short period. So yeah, that was the only thing on majors. We've had some interesting. There's been some light FUD around wrapped BTC, which I think is probably worth paying attention to. So wrapped BTC is Bitcoin, which is on ETH, and BitGo was the custodian. They're now moving the custody offshore, as in outside the US, and it's going under the custody of Justin Sun.
Wait.
Yeah.
Please repeat that sentence.
So wrapped Bitcoin,
yes,
that we see on ETH, is used a lot.
Yeah.
Is the custodian there was BitGo. They are, in order to strengthen their custody, they're moving their custody to Asia and split it between geographies. One of the main custodian partners there is Justin Sun and the Tron network. Now, there's been a lot of FUD around this in the DeFi community. Like, for example, wrapped Bitcoin makes up about 10% of the collateral that is used to collateralize DAI, the stablecoin made by Maker. Maker have said publicly they're probably going to move away from wrapped Bitcoin on the back of this. And several other key DeFi protocols on ETH are also sounding the alarm, being like, we do not want this guy involved. This seems far more risky to have him as a custodian. There could be, I mean, they own a lot of Bitcoin. They own a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Bitcoin won't be wrapped in a different way and we have a different custodian, but it's something to pay attention to, that we could see some quite large changes to DeFi protocols if that stays the same, and we could see some people like question, I guess, the future of wrapped BTC in that. That was kind of the main piece of like DeFi FUD today, alongside the SUI stuff, which seems to be bouncing back. And then the only other thing I thought was relevant that I saw today was some of the stuff that happened over the weekend, which has been the backlash against the CFTC's potential ruling against prediction markets. So it looks like the CFTC is maybe moving slightly more aggressively in terms of their preliminary rules against prediction markets. Now, prediction markets has been one of the major gains of this cycle. It seemingly they've come down and proposed rules that they categorize and ban contracts related to gaming and elections. Now, a number of different people have in the crypto arena have kind of clapped back and said this is too broad, particularly on the gaming. Like that could mean a lot of different things. And then for elections, obviously, we're all pretty keen to continue to have like political events have this sort of level of truth to them. So it's just been interesting to see that like now the buck has passed from the SEC maybe to the CFTC. We may similarly get a heavy-handed approach here, which limits crypto's applications. It would be a real kick in the teeth if this was to come and curtail prediction markets. I feel like this is probably preliminary. We haven't seen, in fact, the way that Dragonfly have clapped back, which is one of the VCs, biggest VCs in crypto. They've said that the Chevron deference ruling, which happened about 2 months ago, limits the ability of the CFTC to do anything. So there could be a question about whether they can even do anything here. But just know that there could be a battle here about the future of prediction markets, and I think it's worth paying attention to.
100%. You know what's funny? It's speaking of which, I saw Tyler piss off a lot of people on the timeline this weekend.
What's he been doing?
So basically, when Trump is ahead 72% to win on Polymarket, prediction markets are the source of truth. And then when Trump is getting his ass handed to him by Kamala Harris on the prediction markets, which he is right now, 46% now from 72. Prediction markets are not the source of truth anymore, and the Kamala camp super PACs are controlling the markets and putting her ahead in order to change the public perception of the 5,000 people on CT that are huge voters. Probably half of which not even fucking American citizens. The other half probably not of age to vote. They're the ones, skewing the votes, right, Tyler? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's some pretty wild theories going around the weekend. And I mean, listen, like, is that possible? Like, could that possibly be happening that PACs are betting on Kamala? Like, maybe, but to me, it was just more interesting to see like the narrative shift from when my guy's ahead, this is a truth-telling machine, to when my guy is behind, now it's a rigged market and it's the super PACs betting it up. So it's one way or the other.
Oh my God.
It's going to be an interesting one to keep tracking. I mean, it's still a coin flip. That's the thing. Like 52-46. I mean, I think maybe because his lead has evaporated so much, that's why the reaction. But I mean, it's still like, it is a true coin flip. And he's very in the race. I mean, tonight is a big night, I think.
Yeah, it's 8 p.m., right?
Combo, 8 p.m. Eastern. There's a great lineup. We might as well pull the lineup now. I think this is the most interesting bet on Polymarket today. This is more for the gamblers.
Let's see what you got today, Tyler.
So this is for the gamblers out there. There's not really any edge to be had in this market, but it's what will Trump say during the Elon interview. I think you can see it.
There it is. Okay, what do we got? MAGA, crypto. I mean, 60% chance of saying crypto. That's a nice bet, but can you size in with that?
Yeah, let's see here.
Dude.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Brother.
On yes, there's a lot.
Hold on.
I'm on no, full disclosure.
1 second. You're telling me that there's a 60% chance, it's a 60% return if he says the word crypto in the Elon interview?
Correct. Yeah, if Trump says the word crypto, you cash that bet if you're on yes.
So why are you on the no side? I'm curious about that.
I don't think Elon cares about crypto that much. And I do think Polymarket skews to a crypto audience. I think the line's a little too high. I mean, a lot of Trump's speeches, he doesn't cover crypto, right? I think there's also a chance that he says Bitcoin, but doesn't say crypto. Like he could bring up Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining, and you still lose this bet.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I'm on the no side. I don't feel great about it.
Why is the word tampon there?
Because Tampon Tim, that one of the things that they've been ragging Tim Waltz on is that he gave access to feminine products in both bathrooms.
I would bet yes on all of these, and then just good. You know what I mean?
Like, weird. Trans is probably a good bet, just because that seems to be what Elon's very obsessed with.
So there's 10 of these. What if I put $1,000 on every single one of them and see what hits?
That's one strategy.
Bro, the word Tesla, 66%. Are you fucking kidding me? Is this real? I mean, we should stop talking about it on the show. I don't want people to take my lines here. But
yeah, I mean, you need Trump to say it.
Yeah, I know, but interesting. Interesting.
And there's some fun ones on here. It's like if you're going to watch the speech and you like to gamble a little bit, there's some fun ones.
Definitely going to be watching the speech. I find this interesting. That's a good find. That's a good find. You got like all these like really good you know, you got all these really good finds here in the markets. I'm curious to see where that goes. But anyways, I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll load a wallet up again and try a few of those and see what hits. It could make the speech more fun, right? At 8 p.m. You're just like, let's go.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see like there's a pretty interesting sweat over the weekend on the Olympic gold medals? So like the U.S. was a heavy favorite, and then like China ended up tying them, but the U.S. won on a tiebreaker. But it was incredibly close.
And you know what that tiebreaker was? It was the Algerian boxer beating the Chinese one for the gold medal.
It was.
There you go.
And I won on that because I bet on Amin. That was actually one where there was an edge. So sportsbooks had Amin Khalifa as a 10-1 favorite, and she was going off at like a 3-1 on Poly Market. So that's a spot where there's some absolute EV to bet. I think there's going to be more of that in the sports world.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, like ARB opportunities for sure, for people to kind of play on both sides here. But anyways, all right. So look, market wise, you know, we're looking at what 59.6 on Bitcoin. We got a little bounce across the board here. ETH is nearing 2,700 again. So it's about 148. And the memes are memeing here, which I'm sure Tyler may have some stuff to talk to us about this today. So Tyler, let's see what you got for us.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler D on Fomo hour cause the kid can't miss.
Ready to patch some bears. So I mean, crypto majors are rallying again. They rallied this morning, they dipped, now they are all the way back. And ETH is leading the way right around 26.75. Sui, as Mando mentioned, jumped 17%, leading alts. It's up 100% on the week. So it is definitely outperforming. We saw BitGo announce it will transfer controls of its wrapped Bitcoin product to the JV with Bit Global and Justin Sun. Celsius suing Tether now for $2.4 billion worth of Bitcoin, saying they were liquidated without the ability to post collateral. Canto, down goes Canto. It did not produce blocks for a full day this weekend due to a consensus mechanism issue. And then our friends Rollbit, they added Solana token deposits, including Radium with Jupiter Bohm and a whole lot more. In memes, some fun metrics were circulating this weekend.
I saw that.
Just 0.12% of tokens launched, reached profitability. I guess not a huge surprise, but when you see the numbers on the page, it does kind of hit you a bit. We saw Jupiter. We thought the Jupiter team was dumping like $26 million worth of meme coins, though Meow said it wasn't them. It turns out it was a referral part wallet. So that was an interesting twist there. We saw the MAGA meme coins surge ahead of this Trump and Elon conversation tonight. MAGA up like 48%. Pac-Man has rallied over 3x off its local bottom ahead of the burn and conversion to Army. That burn window closes on the 14th, folks. So attention, if you've got Pac-Man, make sure you go out and do that burn.
Oh, did we lose him? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, there you go. See, it's the super PACs. They got him. I have to say, Mando, you showed up on the show with a shirt on, and Bitcoin bounced $1,000 straight up.
Actually, I haven't been paying attention as much,
brother. Look at this. Look at this. The candle. This is your shirt's candle. This one here. This is literally your. This one here. Look at this. Wiz likes to call this the bullish hammer. You know, it's his favorite one. This is you coming on the show straight up with the shirt on. Are you back, Tyler?
I'm back. Where'd you guys lose me? I gotta get the Wi-Fi consultant out this week. This is, I'm in a restaurant.
We used to dog on Mando on the show with Ovi, and now we can't. We lost you after the pump fund metrics. You kind of like talked about this, then you said Sui. Like you were towards the end of your spiel here.
Okay, yes, we saw the mega coins pump. Pac Moon. If you missed that, the Pac Moon burn window ends on August 14th. That token's up 3x off the bottom.
No way.
No.
Fuck me, dude.
Oh,
there he is. Okay. Oh, he's gone. It was funny to me. Like, he lives in a city that's supposed to have good internet. And I know he pays. This motherfucker probably pays premium prices for his internet, too. I know he does. He probably has the Verizon Super Turbocharge. Like, or whatever they have over there. You know, I have everything oversized in America. Every time he says Pac Moon, what is Bobby Big Yields doing? Bobby! His Pac Moon team is Lamboland and Bobby Big Yields trying to silence us.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Don't say the P word.
All right, we won't say it. The burn window's coming up, and you don't want to miss it. So I'll just leave it there. It's up 3x off the bottom. Bybit's listing Nero. We saw RSIC jump 35% over on Bitcoin. The runes are up as well. And then the Doodles, they premiered their Not in the Store video, and that collab with Adidas on Friday as well. So that was the roundup. Saw
that. I mean, where to even start here? Let's start with the pump fund numbers. I mean, you know, I'm sensing the same vibe as like when people were saying Blur killed NFTs, but NFTs were kind of killing themselves in a way. You know, they just maybe accelerated the process. Well, how do we feel about that statement? People are saying pump fund kill meme coins. I mean, I don't think this is the case for it's worth putting it out there. But Tyler, you got the stat up. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it's killed it, but I do feel like the market is a little bit saturated. I tweeted this last week. I think it's harder and harder to play these new coins unless you are just like glued to your screen and you have very tight entries and targets. And I mean, like, why, when you see these numbers, it's like, why play on pumped up fund? I guess 0.1% are launching and being profitable. So like, why not just wait, I guess, and see what gets off there and starts to catch at least some attention. I don't know. I never really was a grinder in the pumped up fund trenches. And, you know, maybe that's the game. I remember I actually interviewed the founder, and he said they don't want tokens leaving pumped up fund, and they're actually happy with them just staying on the bonding curve. So that model is still very alive, but it feels like it's much more of like the pros and botters and experts. Like it's their game right now. And I feel like as a casual meme coin trader, it feels tough. It feels tough to enter.
Yeah, I don't have a strong stance on either. I mean, yeah, I definitely don't have time to be in the pump fund trenches, sadly, but I'm the type that waits for a token to have some lags before buying in bigger. I mean, what do you think about that, Mando? The amount of coins that made. Are we surprised? Like, it's free to create coins.
I think the changes will automatically lead to that.
Yeah.
These aren't good figures, and I think we've already spoken about this. Like, it does kind of feel. I think Archie shared a good stat yesterday, which was there's no pump.fun coin above 80 million now.
Wait, what? Even Michi and stuff?
Yeah. Solana feels very PvP at the moment. You know, pumps are getting sold. There's a lot of coins just like hanging out. It's just pretty dangerous at the moment. So I think everyone who's been in Solana, this isn't really a surprise. Like, it kind of feels like it's been going like this for a while. And I think pump.fun has made a lot of money in this process. I do think that when you're making 16,000 coins a day, it's just very easy to fucking move on to the next coin. Like, we've already spoken about this. And it does feel right now that it's PvP, and we're going on the loops slightly lower each time, is what Tyler said. And I kind of really stayed with me. That's what's been happening. Like, we're just kind of like slowly going lower. until we start to see more funds come into the ecosystem. I'm not saying this is the end of meme coins, but it does feel right now not a lot of value is being created in meme coins, and that's kind of an objective statement rather than a subjective statement.
Yeah.
Agree. I think the RTR Fallout, right? Like some people got wrecked on RTR.
That one is still terrible. I mean,
I'm like, I basically closed the wallet. Like I'm like, I need to take a break. Like, I didn't lose a ton, but like events like that, it's like, okay, I'm gonna walk away from the screens and do a healthy reset.
$60 million were wiped from the trenches, or not. Call it what you want. I don't care. Trenches, not trenches. That, I mean, did we have any updates from that over the weekend? Like this, it's getting pretty nasty. Like it's funny. Someone said, I think it was like, damn, last week was crazy. Like yesterday, I was like, brother, that was 2 days ago. The RTR thing. Like, fuck, I can't believe I got wrecked so hard last week. I was like, brother, it was like 48 hours ago. Was there any fallout from that further than that? I saw some people go a little crazy on the timeline.
I didn't see much at all. I saw Donald Trump Jr. was on the spaces with a different meme coin. He was on the spaces with like the MAGA A.
That's the one we talked about. That he's endorsed that before, and it's not like the token's been pumping, So
the Trump brothers are still deep in the crypto streets, just not with RTR.
I do want to share this though, because you talked about this, Tyler. I'm thinking this from your page. It was an article from Blockworks. Trump hailed as a pro-crypto candidate. Meanwhile, all three of his sons are involved in meme coin scandals. Well, that's from Tyler, but Blockworks wrote an article. Web3 Watch. All three of Trump's sons have now been caught up in meme coin drama. It is. I
mean, it's a problem. I think that the base is going to look past it, but like the big knock on the Dems for crypto is actions speak louder than words. Like you can say you're coming to the table, but like here's our list of demands that we want you to do, and the Trump campaign has given great lip service to crypto, but meanwhile his sons are launching meme coins, or like they're getting caught up in all these, and I don't think it's a great look. And I think if it keeps happening at some point, like it does distract from like their broader policy, which does seem to be pretty positive.
I mean, you'd figure that like Trump's advisors would tell the kids to sit the fuck down, no? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe the people helping him get to Bitcoin's conference or whatever, the people around him. I don't know. Where's Ryan Salkis when you need him? Maybe tell your boy, like, to tell his children to take a little break from crypto. They need a mental health break. The kids, think if anything, if they could go mental health, it would be great for a space. All right, well, Tyler, what else? What else you got for us? I mean, let's talk about RSIC for a quick second, because we talked about the tweet, last week, but it looks like it's another leg up again. What's the TLDR here? What's going on there? It's good.
Yeah, well, the team finally broke their silence. Basically, they were just incredibly quiet. There was concerns it was just a slow rug, and I shared those concerns myself. But now that they've been coming out, they've been making statements again. They promised that season 2 is coming up. So, season 1 is where we mined all of the initial runes, which would become the rune coin, which was, I mean, it was a big airdrop. I mean, this thing traded over $200 million for a few weeks, hit 300 million at peak. And the NFTs were up over, I think they were like 0.14, 0.16 Bitcoin at peak, all the way down below 0.01. The NFTs are rallying now because of season 2. The miners are going to get turned back on. And then the token's been rallying as well. The token's up over 100% off the bottom. It's still just 66 million, down about 70% from all-time high, but down 70% is better than down 90%. And there's just some positive momentum for the first time. Now, I still think they've got a lot to prove. Like when I laid out the bull and bear case for RSIC before Runes launched, I said we need to know what this project is at some point. Like you can't just continue mining, new tokens that we don't know what the tokens are forever. And unfortunately, they haven't really told us what the projects are. So like the NFTs have rarity. Like you mine different amounts of runes because of the NFTs you have. We still don't really know like what they all are. They promised a game. They haven't really told us what the game is. Oh god, the plus chart. This is pain
every day, bro. Like how, like I'm gonna print this.
Okay, well, this is the Solana chart. So the Bitcoin chart looks a little better. The pups token on Solana liquidity, because they went through the conversion
chart on OKX.
Go to Magic Eden.
Because I usually watch them here, right? On OKX, you have the web, all this
Or
stuff.
OKX probably works. Yeah, it's good pups.
It had a nice, like, it has good charts for runes. If you go here, daily, then you expand here. I mean,
it's a little bit of a rebound, but yeah, I mean, clearly it's trending in one direction. We didn't know how good we had it.
Every day I look at this coin, it's just down more. Like it's just, it just won't stop going. It's like there's a magnet at 0 in this. When do we rip the band-aid off? I refuse. I refuse to rip this band-aid off.
Yeah,
I will see the end of it.
At this point, I'm probably hold. Like, if you think any of the runes make it, I don't know. I mean, this is probably
same thesis as you. It's like, this is like, what, we're gonna sell for 5-10K. It was like a $250,000 bag at some point. Thankfully, I did not pay for mine, so it was like an airdrop, but still a big fumble, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, even Bitcoin now. Look at this candle, bro. Since Mando put his shirt on, $3,000 candle on Bitcoin.
Excuse my language, but wow, I mean, just ripping.
This is literally, I mean, hey, Sims, I know you guys made a clip about Mando's shirt, but now you should make a follow-up clip on this. This is the $3,000 candle on Mando wearing a shirt on the show. Holy moly, bro.
The shirt hammer candle.
Look at this. Mando 3K candle on you appearing on the show with the shirt on. We lost Mando because he's hosting this Monday thing, but $3,000 candle on this fucking shirt, dude. You absolutely love to see that. All right, well, what else we got? I mean, we still got some time before we get to Arbitrum roundup. Is there anything you want to, I have to say, like, I liked what I know I mentioned it because he was on Friday, but I like what Frank is doing with his DGOD stuff. I found myself browsing DGODs again on this weekend. I didn't buy any yet. I ended up buying more shit coins. I have one coin that I really like right now, so I've been just buying it. But technically speaking, it is big enough for me to be able to talk about it. But I know at some point I'm going to sell some if it goes up, and I don't want to hear it. So,
fair.
But I kind of like the approach of turning DGODs into shitcoin. Well, not turning into shitcoin, you know what I mean? But, like, you know,
I was a little too early, so I've been wanting to get in on DGODs. I bought one at like 40
Solana, right?
And they bridged back to Solana, yes, and then they ripped to like 60, but then they just went down only. And Frank kept saying, like, let him go lower, let him go lower. And I didn't really see his plan. So, like, I exited.
I don't know if it was a plan from the get-go, by the way. Because he did say that at some point he quit. He wrote a post saying, like, someone helped him, picked him up, give him kudos, said he was there for you.
Oh, did he say that? Well, I missed that.
He was there for me even when I was, like, out, pretty much. So, I don't know if it was part of the plan. But let's be honest. All the people who really wanted out are out at this stage, right?
Yes.
It's the perfect squeeze.
And, I mean, I've always liked the DGOD's art. I think it's one of my favorite PFP collections from an art standpoint.
The problem is now you have to buy them either on ETH or Sol. So now you find yourself browsing both, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying this is true because it happened to me. So I have to go here. Again, kudos to Magic Eden for making, this so seamless, right?
It is nice to just shop multi-chain. And even with their wallet, you can convert the currencies and whatnot, so it's even easier. I don't like that it's multi-chain. And guys, I gotta be honest, Solana people care more about coins. So I feel like it's harder for the NFTs to really have sustained rallies because it feels like my anecdotal read is that if they get too high, folks will just sell them and then, to buy or chase coins.
Where would you buy one if you bought one?
Which one of these, or
Solana or ETH?
Solana
like,
for sure.
Right, same, right? Because that's these are cool.
Do you guys feel like Solana to me? Like that's probably part of the reason why they got FUD for all the bridging. I like the fact they bridged back. I kind of just want them off ETH. Like if they were entirely off ETH, I would like them even more.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just said fuck it, like bring your DGODs back to Solana fully. I mean, the bridge is open, right? Like you could technically buy DGODs on ETH, and you could technically buy one you like on ETH and move him back to Solana.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, you could do that.
You could technically do that. So, when looking for one, you can look at. The thing is, I'd rather look at them in Sol, because then I go to ETH and I'm like, fuck, it's 2 ETH, or like 1.5 ETH, and then when I go to Sol, I'm like, it's 20 Sol, but I'm like, wait, no, Solana's up a lot. It's $3,000. It's $3,000. But it's interesting. So that's one thing that I saw. And other question for you on the NFT side. I mean, what happens to Campai Pandas here? Is there I saw
get that
Easy talk
question.
about it. Easy tried to not allude to them, but it was like so obviously that his tweet was about Campai Pandas, right? He said, "Here, I'll pull up the tweet. I'm curious your thoughts on this. Actually, I want to buy the fuck out of the FUD on this one specific NFT, despite the drama. Fundamentally, nothing has changed with their business, and I really do expect strong recovery over time. You know, this is clearly about Campai Pandas. So
Yeah, I think he's probably right. I think this space has such a short memory that everyone's going to move on. But like for me personally, I think it's probably a deal breaker. Like the NFT holders didn't get the inside info, right? It was the investors.
At least if they got the inside info. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, I mean, your founder's going to launch like the Trump coin, and he's not going to tell his holders. Like, I don't know. Like, what's the point? That was my reaction. I'm sorry.
No, you're so right. Man.
They've already started to bounce back.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's tough for NFTs to bounce hard, right? It's what were they at before the whole drama?
And they were like 0.6. They dropped to like 0.4. I mean, earlier in the year they were over 1. I think they got to like close to 2 at peak. You know, there was a point where Icebergs had promised like 100 airdrops back in like the NFT airdrop meta. I don't really think those panned out. And then I think rumors of like them launching a token, and then I'm not sure where those all went, but it's been a little bit down since.
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess we'll see where this takes us on their front. And then so on the NFT, that's about NFT is not that much going on right now. We were hot for a second, and we talked about the doodle news on and on. We had the ape chain going. I think we're gonna have to wait because September seems to be a big month for most NFT projects. You have anime. There's a bunch of stuff going on there on the Azuki side. You have ape chain. There's gonna be more going on there. I think September is gonna be good, man. September is gonna feel like, the back to school first day. Like you're excited to see your homies, and like it feels like life is coming back to a normal train. Like I think, KBM actually made a good point this morning. He said, just be careful of the end of summer chop, and he would know. He would know as a day trader. I think he said, back away from the screens, summer ending chop to digest recent volatilities in full effect. Look at today. We started this with
crazy chop. Yeah, I'm with them. And like, also like, summer's not over. Like I think some in the US, like some kids are back in school already. The Europeans, August is the month they take off.
Europeans take it's 3 months off. Don't worry about that. But look at this. This is this morning, brother.
What a wild
1 hour chart. This is the 1 hour chart.
How are you going to treat this? How are you going to
You don't. Go? This is how.
Yeah, you can't.
This is insane.
And Mando mentioned it, this week is going to be crazy rocky. So we've got PPI tomorrow. We've got CPI Wednesday. We've got the jobless claims Thursday, and then consumer sentiment Friday. So there's going to be an event every single day that could potentially move the needle one way or another.
Yeah. Don't fuck this up, right? It's kind of the quote. This time around. I'm trying to look through your top 100, seeing as well. So we've already talked Bitcoin. MAGA coins. I'd be super careful. I know Elon's on with Trump tonight, but be careful, y'all. With the Trump coins. Anything else here that I went over? Tyler? Did I lose Tyler? I did lose Tyler. I was wondering why he's not moving. Look at him. Frozen. Sam's did. I even have Mando with me right now. There he is. Yeah,
I won't make you do the ARB segment totally solo.
That is so funny. I was like, shit. Don't let. I was asking Tyler, is there anything that you think I glanced over too fast that we should be covering right now?
I can't bring up the P word again, but that's the only other one. No. So just go check out their pinned tweet.
So what's going on with Pac Moon? Maybe I can mention it. So there's is it today?
I think you have till the 14th.
Interesting. Okay, that was a little.
Yeah, they put some good content out. And like it's notable, you get 10 for 1 tokens. So like if you had 10,000 tokens before, you're gonna have 100,000 on
Nice.
Solana when they launch.
Good unit bias. I like that.
Agree. So I think that was a good move.
Interesting.
I've seen some FUD like, okay, now you're gonna have to compete with a much bigger pool of tokens on Sol, which is real. But I mean, the Blast meme coin market was just dead. So like, I mean, it can't be worse.
Exactly right. You can't blame founders for trying something else, and especially you going on Solana, which is kind of the chain right now, the cycle. My only concern is a lot of people say like, they're like, but there's 100,000 users, holders, but we talked last week about maybe the Murad way of thinking, like cults tend to perform better with less holder base and more control in the hands of a limited few. I guess we're about to see. I mean, they were the biggest fish in the tiny ass pond, and now they're going to be, a smaller fish in like an ocean. But I'm very curious and always gonna cheer for that team because I think they're cool. And also, a lot of my friends have bags, so I hope they do well. For the homies. You still have some, right?
Yeah, I still have a decent bag myself. I put it in public. Like I tweeted this weekend, so it's all I've got like 330,000 tokens, so that'll be 3.3 million. So let's send it to $1. Why not? Pack,
you know what? RB to $1.
RB to $1.
RB to $1. Let's go. Maybe I'll pick up a bag the second it's on Solana. I'm gonna see first. I'm first gonna wait and see if there's a sell-off, and then see if it's worth coming off. But definitely, you'd figure a lot of people lost money too recently in Sol and stuff. Maybe they want to. We talked about it, right? The trenches were hurt last week, so maybe they want to recover some this week, right? So we'll see where that takes us. But anyways, all right. Well, let's go into our last segment of the day, the Arbitrum weekly roundup that we have, and there was quite a lot of stuff going on that front from Franklin Templeton, from Stables Arbitrum, from a lot of stuff going on there. I mean, Tyler, where do we even start with them? I guess with Franklin, right?
Yeah, the big news is Franklin Templeton. They launched their on-chain U.S. government money fund, FOX, on Arbitrum last week. So for a quick reminder, Franklin Templeton, one of the world's biggest asset managers, $1.5 trillion in assets under management. A quick TLDR of this fund launch. So FOBXX, they invest 99% of their assets in U.S. government securities, cash, and repurchase agreements with a focus on preserving capital while capturing yield. It returned 5.24% yield in the past year, 3% yield over the past 3 years. It's got $420 million in assets at the end of July. And this Arbitrum launch, part of a wider initiative for them to widen their access to retail investors. I thought the Franklin Templeton head of digital assets, Roger Baston, had an interesting quote. This is from the Decrypt article. The cost of using the network and the resiliency and the scalability of the network are all factors that we take into consideration when we are building the wallet infrastructure into various blockchain ecosystems. So shouting out Arbitrum there for its resiliency and scalability. And I think, for me, zooming in, like this is definitely bullish for Arbitrum. And ETH, that investment giants like Franklin Templeton trust it with launching funds of this size. And I think strengths like resiliency, they can only be proven over time. So that gives the existing L2s with the most TVL, like Arbitrum, who have the TVL, who have the history. I think that gives them a leg up in the race to capture this tokenization effort. And I think zooming out, I think the tokenization effort clearly making more progress than maybe some of us even realize. We already have tokenized treasuries at 1.8 billion in size. A lot of that is due to BlackRock's Biddle fund, which has paid out $7 million in on-chain dividends this year. It seems the SEC has given their wave of approval, and it's big news for ETH. It's big news for Arbitrum.
Interesting. Yeah, it is big. I mean, we love Franklin. They're great asset manager. It seems like they're going all in on this industry, right? So it's been good to see. They've been running great reports. They're really leading the charge. So Big fan, honestly.
It just gives us more access to on-chain products, right? I feel like this is one of the biggest narratives of what's coming to crypto. And you could buy stables, or now you could buy, these funds that are effectively stables, but with 5% yield, right? So it's just more diversification and more serious players.
Yeah, no, that's been good. And then the other big stuff, there was a few other little news on Arbitrum last week that we mentioned on the show, but the other big stuff I saw was that Orbit chains, right, can now use USDC as a custom gas token. I mean, that helps quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so now it doesn't. So they don't have any different DC, which helps. It makes it more. It creates a more stable environment for the devs and the teams behind these, because now you control like what gas fees are, right? You don't have to worry about the price of ETH fluctuating like on a morning like today versus USDC, which is stable. It offers a lot of liquidity as well. I was looking at stables. So ARB is just dominating stables on L2. 45% of stable coins on L2s are on Arbitrum. $4.4 billion. Base is next up with $3 billion, and Optimism with 1.28. So pretty significant.
Yeah, I mean, there's 50,000 ETH, right? There's this tweet from AJ Warner, good friend. There's we're now only 9 days into August, and there's been an additional 50,000 ETH bridged into Arbitrum 1. Additional 50K ETH. That's wild, right?
It's huge. Yeah, it's not slowing down. So I mean, it feels like Arbitrum is, for sure one of the leaders, if not like the leader in L2s.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to TVL, they definitely are up there, right? They're the leader, right? The second largest ETH holders. And so you're looking at, where is it? Arbitrum. I had it. There it is. So there's freaking $2.67 billion locked on there.
It's moving up. I mean, that dip is because of the broader crypto dip, right? Like,
it's all the altcoins have just been trading overall like shit, right? It's like I don't think it's just an Arbitrum thing. I think it's everything, right? Every single L2, every single one of them, every single altcoin. Even most alt L1s too, brother, right? Besides Solana, have not really been trading as well. So yeah, the USDC stuff was pretty good, right? You can they deployed that with Conduit XYZ. It's a pretty solid team. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So if you're trying to, if you're trying to build something, definitely pay attention to what's going on there, because it's interesting. I always wondered what all these big brains over there with all this ETH spending on. What's the one thing, because they like to hold their ETH over there. I want to know what the Arbitrum ETH whales are going to spend their ETH at. Because it's not meme coins over there. That we know.
They like DeFi. They like yield. I think that's
yeah. They like yield, right? They like the really right. To me, like Arbitrum's like a really like right curve chain, right? In a good way. They can't all be left curve in the industry. We probably got Solana for that. Give me some right curve stuff as well. All right. Well, look, Tyler. I think this is a good roundup. We're coming up on time here. This was a great show. Tomorrow we got the Rollbit spins, which, by the way, shout out to Rollbit, our sponsors on the show. They've reached 50-50, right? The burn supply over the weekend.
Yeah.
So it just hit. We mentioned it last week. They were getting close to that, but the weekend is when it actually hit. So congrats to them. And so with that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Fomo Hour on Rug Radio. Let's